Hi guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today I want to share with you all of the books that I added to my Goodreads TBR during the month of March. So during the month of March, I added 13 books to my Goodreads TBR. These are books that I added to my Goodreads TBR, not my physical TBR. If you have not watched one of my growing TBR videos before, that's kind of the way I do things. I do book hauls for my physical TBR, and my growing TBR is just my Goodreads list of books I want to read. I also include where I heard about them from, my inspiration for adding them. And all of those videos or links will be down below in the description box. So definitely check some of these people out. So like I said, 13 books that I added to my Goodreads TBR this month. I read 23 books this month, or in March, so that is definitely a step in the right direction. But yeah, let's get into these books and I'll tell you a little bit about them, what I can tell you about them, and where I heard about them from. So the first book that I added to my list this month is When You Reach Me by Rebecca Stead. I believe this is a Newbery winner. And I heard about this from Hannah Hart's Books 6, and she recommended this on Krista from Books and Jams middle grade March recommendation compilation video that she does every year. Actually, a number of these here at the beginning are all from Krista's video. So every year for middle grade March, Krista at Books and Jams does a booktuber recommends middle grade books compilation video, and it's absolutely fantastic. It is jam-packed full of fantastic middle grade recommendations every year, and so this was the first one that I added from that video. And this is about, to my understanding, it is about a little girl who starts getting messages about things that happen in the future, and she thinks that she can stop something from happening from the messages that she's getting, I think. So that's kind of my understanding of that one. The next one that I added to my list is The Unicorn in the Barn by Jacqueline K. Ogburn. And this is one that Tia from Tia and All the Books recommended in Krista's video. And to my understanding, it is about a family that finds a unicorn and they are trying to take care of it, maybe? I don't know. She spoke really highly of it and the cover looked cute, so I added it because I'm easy like that. So I added that one. The next one is The World's Greatest Detective by Carolyn Carlson, and this is one that Connor O'Brien recommended in Kristen's video. Connor is the middle grade OG, I think, for YouTube. He has been talking middle grade for a long time, and I really respect his recommendations, so I added that one to my list. I don't really know what this one's about other than I know it's a mystery. It's a detective mystery, so I ended up adding that one. The next one that I added is All the Impossible Things by Lindsay Lackey, and this is one that Coffee, Books, and Bullet Journals recommended on Krista's video. This is one that is like magical realism in middle grade, and so it is about a girl who has the power to control the wind, and she is going through the foster care system, and so depending on her mood, the wind will pick up and shift and change, and so that's all kind of I really know. This is another one that had a really pretty cover, and so I added it. The next one I added is not middle grade. It is The Only Plane in the Sky by Garrett M. Graff, and this is one that Katie at Life Between Words read in February and raved about. And I was supposed to be going to New York next month, and that's not happening now. But I added this one back before all this stuff started, and I thought I still would be going to New York next month. And so I wanted to read it before that, but it looks like I'm going to have some more time to read it because who knows when my trip is going to get rescheduled for. So I added that one, but it is about 9/11, and it's told from multiple points of view, multiple people that were involved, first responders, people that worked in the area, people that dealt with the aftermath of it, all of that. And I heard that the audiobook is fantastic, and so I added that one. The next one that I added, I actually have somewhere around here. It might be downstairs, because I did get it out from the library, and that is The Midnight Gang by David Walliams. This is one that the Owl Crate girls talked about on their middle grade March TBR. David Walliams was compared to Roald Dahl, but his books are chunky, especially compared to Roald Dahl. So, however, kind of quick little tidbit, I was looking at my middle grade March TBR and kind of downloading audiobooks and that sort of thing. And I had downloaded BFG to listen to, which I ended up never listening to. But it was narrated by David Walliams. So I don't know, maybe there's a link there. But anyway, I did add this one, and it is about a little boy who ends up in the hospital, and the people on the children's ward, or the kids on the children's ward, kind of get together and have an adventure, I think. So that, I think, is what that one's about. The next one that I added is We Dream of Space by Aaron and Trotta Kelly, and this is one that I heard about from Colby Sharp on his Instagram account, and he kind of commented that this might be his favorite book of the year, and so I immediately added it, and it has a really cute cover. And then I looked at the description, and it's about the Challenger exploding in 1986 and kind of the events leading up to it, middle grade perspective, and how the middle graders were all like really into it and that sort of thing. So I thought that that would be a fun one to add to the TBR and read. I know Erin and Trotta Kelly has gotten a lot of traction lately. I DNF'd one of her books last year, and it kind of put me off from reading other stuff from her, but I know a lot of people love some of her more recent releases, so I think I'm going to give this one a shot. The next one that I added is Between the Notes by Sharon Huss Wrote. And this is one that Book Outlet is, I think it still might be going on sale, like, or having a sale, but they were having a sale, and I spent one night like just going through their entire middle grade collection of books to see what I could find, and then placed a massive order. But this is one that I added to my TBR and I ended up not buying quite yet. It was on the maybe list and it got cut. So from the order. So it has to do with a family who they lose their home, and with it they lose their piano, and music means a lot to them, and that's all I kind of really know about it, but it just sounded lovely, and I love books that center around music, so I added that one. The next one that I added is Words on Fire by Jennifer A. Nielsen. This is one that somebody, and I don't know who it was because I didn't write down who it was, talked about on Krista and Katie that host Middle Grade March. They do an Instagram live throughout March, every Wednesday throughout March. And on one of the lives, they said, if you have read, what's the other one Jennifer A. Nielsen wrote, Night Divided. If you have read A Night Divided, you would like this one. And it's another one that has to do with World War II, I believe. And so, yeah, I read A Night Divided. I enjoyed it, so I added this one to the list. I also added The Honest Truth by Dan Gemeinhart. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And I added this one because I read The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise in March and loved it. And so I was just looking kind of at what else he had written. And this is one that stuck out to me that looked like it would be really good. It is about a little boy who is, I think, chronically ill, and he runs away because he just wants to be normal. And that's kind of the taking off point, I think, from it. But it sounds like it would be heartbreaking, but really, really good. The next one that I added is Fighting Words by Kelly Brubaker Bradley, and this is the same author as The War That Saved My Life and The War That I Finally Won, or The War I Finally Won. And this is one that I heard about from Colby Sharp again. He did a whole book talk on it, but it is about sexual assault in middle grade, and it is one that will be horrifying to read about, but important to read about. I don't enjoy reading books like that, but I think that they're important because I think it gives a different perspective on how kids cope and how they deal with those topics, and I think it is an important voice for kids who are going through that to hear. So I added that one. I also added Stamped by Jason Reynolds and Ibram X. Kendi. This is another one that I heard about from Colby Sharp. He did a video about what he's taking for his, like, basically COVID break from school, like what he was going to be reading, and this was on his list. And I really adore Jason Reynolds' writing, and so I wanted to read it just because of that. But I think this has to do with racism in the United States. So I added that one. And then the last one that I added is The Cottage in the Woods by Catherine Colville. And this is one that I heard about from Angie at Literary Labors. She talked about it when she did her middle grade book tag. And she said it is like a cross between Goldilocks and the Three Bears and Pride and Prejudice. And so that just piqued my interest. It sounded absolutely charming and just like something really fun. And the cover was really cute again. But you know, I'm a sucker for middle grade covers. So anyway, those are the 13 books that I added to my Goodreads TBR this month. If you've read any of these, I would love to hear your opinions about them down below. Also, go check out all of these wonderful channels that I got these recommendations from. I am sure that they would appreciate some love as well. And yeah, other than that, I hope that you enjoyed seeing what I added to my TBR this month. And I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!